Hey, howdy y'all. Welcome back to the channel. This is David with Country Boy Computers B.
Happy Halloween!
Oh, hey baby girl, how are you? You ready to go trick-or-treating?
Yeah.
You ready to get some candy?
Yeah.
Alright, happy Halloween everybody. Just a reminder, y'all be safe out there. Don't take the apple, demand chocolate. Shoot, doggy, that was scary. But I'll tell you what doesn't have to be scary. Shopping on eBay. Now I've been thinking about this video for a little while, and it's basically two parts to make the most sense of things. There's sellers and there's buyers. This video is for buyers. Now as an online computer store owner, I often get, David, how do you sell things so cheap? And I always reply, man, that's a secret of the pros. But today, I'm going to share a few of those tips and tricks with you to make you some money, save you some money, and find some really fantastic deals. I'll walk you through what I do step by step. So come on, let's get into it. Alright, first things first. I know there's a lot of people out there that were really excited about seeing some more graphic card footage. I apologize. I did not have time to do that. As I mentioned earlier, the last 2 weeks was with our 11-month-old. So I only had about an hour a day to get everything that I needed to get done during the day. So anyway, I had this idea a while back and I wanted to present it to you all. I hope it's helpful. I hope it's beneficial. I hope you learned something. So with that said, I'll get started. So one of the things that's absolutely great about eBay, in my opinion, is the money back guarantee. Buyers are heavily favored on eBay. They will go above and beyond to protect you as a buyer. The seller, well, you might get screwed, but honestly, I have never once gotten scammed and lost money on eBay in the 12 years that I've been using it. And it's because of this. If you look on most listings, they will say on there, eBay money back guarantee policy, if it's eligible for that. Also, if a listing says no refunds or no returns possible, that doesn't matter. If you get something that isn't like what's in the description, eBay will force that seller to take it back, even if it says returns not accepted. So buy with confidence. eBay has your back. I like that. Alright, and just so you can see, this is my profile, Country Boy Computers BG, and that's also my website if you add a .com to the end of that. So if you want to follow me on eBay and check out my listings, I don't sell on eBay a lot because the fees are a little bit high for the sellers. The seller pays the fees. As a buyer, all you pay is tax. It keeps track of that for you based on your state. So anyway, you can see 100% positive feedback. I believe that measurement is just for the last 12 months. I know I've gotten some negative feedback in past years, but 242 items sold, and that just means that 638 people have actually given me a review. I've sold and bought more stuff than that, but not everybody gives a review, if you can understand that. So check out my eBay, check out my website. I do have several things still posted. Again, I had 52 graphics cards, 50 series GPUs initially, and I'm down to just a handful, and I'm using those mainly for the tests on the GPUs. But anyway, I want to show you the profile. Let's get into some strategies here. So first things first, I will show you what I do just in a broad sense of shopping on eBay. Now, I'm a computer guy. I buy and sell computers and computer hardware mostly. I don't do a lot of laptops. I don't do a lot of tablets. I spend a lot of time searching for just general desktops. So you can apply this to whatever your specialty is, be it clothing, fashion, jewelry, cars, whatever. eBay has all kinds of things on it. I mean, I don't think you can think of one thing that's legal and search for it on eBay and not find at least one or two people that has that or has at least sold it in the past. So let's get searching. So like I said, this is just a generalized search. This is one of my favorite ways just to keep a pulse on what's happening as far as market prices goes and I found my best deals just doing it like this. I search for desktop computers, and then I go to sort. It sorts by best match by default. Change that to time ending soonest, and you can go over here and select only auction items. I love this search. I will usually save this. So this has 9 minutes left. Custom made cooled gaming PC. And what I find the most opportunities with is eBay. When you search in the eBay box, I believe it pulls mainly from the title of your eBay listing. And there are so many sellers that don't include on a desktop the most pricey, most expensive component in that computer is the graphics card. And they fail to list what graphics card is in the computer in a lot of instances. They hide it down in the description or put it in the extra product info page. They don't put it in the title. So by searching this way and keeping my eye on it pretty consistently, I can find those hidden gems, diamond in the rough. So this one, just for an example, I haven't looked at it before. It expires in 8 minutes. Waldry Fry. Okay, so here's how you see the buyer. 100% positive feedback, 5,583. This guy's been around. I'm surprised he doesn't know better than to not put the specs, full specs, in the title. And then he's got a bunch of pictures of a tablet, it looks like, or an extended monitor. So what I was talking about the item specifics, a lot of sellers will put the graphic, the GPU information in this section. But in this case, he did put it in the description. It has a 6800 XT and a 127K i7. That's not too bad. But for $700, there's not a lot of room there for me. So I'll just keep on shopping. Alright, I'm going to give you an example of a computer that I bought recently from a seller that I have used many times in the past. So here's an example of the listing. See original listing. So we've got custom PC Intel Core i9-12900KF. No mention of the graphics card anywhere. You go through the pictures. You can tell it has one. It's not mentioned. You go down to the description and it's just generic, lawyer talk. But here in the item description, they always have the graphics card listed. A 3090 in this thing. And I've got some footage I'm going to show you toward the end of this video. But that's a perfect example there of a great PC buy that just simply wasn't listed with all the details it should have been. I mean, 3090s go for $700-800 all by themselves. And there you have it. You can see what I paid. There's an example of how to find gems. Alright, so here's a search that I have for a specific item that I was searching for in weeks past. I wanted the Asus X99E workstation motherboard because it has 4 full speed 16 lane PCIe slots for quad SLI or quad crossfire. And I'm hoping to throw those 4 Radeon 7 16 gig cards in there all at once. But anyway, if you do a search for this card, there's not a whole lot of them listed. But if you do find one, I find they're typically around $180 or $190 or $200 just for the motherboard. And maybe they'll have, a crappy little i7 5930K in it like what I bought. There are a lot of Xeon processors that are double or 2.5 the performance of that i7, like the 2697A V4 or the 2699 V4 is a tremendous Xeon processor that'll really get you multi-core power and multi-core performance. But anyway, the price on these was around $200. So not long ago, I was doing my auction listings review and seeing what had expired and what was about to expire at auction, and I came across this listing, which is from also from a vendor that I often buy from, and it had expired once. So when it came back again, they had it listed as $324.99 or best offer. So I shot them an offer for $200, and they countered back with $280, and I just let it expire. I wasn't interested. So that week-long auction ended, and they relisted it again, and I got notified for it because I had bid on it or sent them an offer. So when they relisted it, I got notification from eBay. I shot them another offer for $225, and they accepted it. And I had $25, $24.50 for shipping. But this PC has, what I didn't mention is when I was looking at it, I just happened to see this picture, and if you look closely, look, this computer has the motherboard in it that I was shopping for. It also has CPU. It's not the great one. It's the weak i7 5930K, and I say weak because if you look at pass mark scores, the total core performance is not good. I mean, it's nearly half of what those Xeons offer. But it's got a nice case to hold 4 GPUs. At that same picture, I did see that it had a Corsair RM850 power supply in it. It comes with 32 gigs of RAM. I was really pleased with that. 225, nice liquid cooling for the CPU. Why just get a motherboard for $200 when for $25 more you can get the whole kit and caboodle? Now, granted, I operate a computer store. There's no component that's going to go to waste. I cannibalize everything I buy and use it, or mix and match. And I mean, that's the beauty about computers. It's just like playing with Legos as an adult. This piece there, this piece here, nothing goes to waste. But anyway, I was really happy with that find. And moral of the story, just look at the pictures. A lot of times, if you know what you're looking for, you can find a great deal. There's another gem. Alright, here we go. Another specific search that I'm right in the midst of right now. So I've not tested, if you follow the channel, the RX 7900 XTX, which has 24 gigs of RAM and is supposed to absolutely shred 32B models on Olama. Really good performance. And one of the models that I like, or one of the graphics card versions that I like, I've seen mixed reviews about it, but I think it's cool because it's this XFX Mercury 7900 XTX. It has detachable fans. You can watch a video on it if you don't know what I'm talking about. But they're held on by magnets, and they just kind of float there. So, I mean, literally, you can stop one of the fans while it's running and just pull it off the graphics card. And then you just snap it back in, and then it keeps spinning. I don't really understand the full functionality or the reason behind that. But I guess just ease of fan maintenance or no fans breaking. I'm not sure. But it's cool, so I want to try it out. So I've been shopping for those, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the watch list. So when you click this little heart, it adds this item to your watch list, which you have as a drop down up here. And normally I'm using my mobile, so this is a little bit different based on what platform you're using. But in essence, it's the same functionality. So if you click on your watch list, actually it's better to go this way, you can see things that are active and then those that have closed out and ended. So I've added this Mercury Radian to my watch list. So when it expires, I'll have record of it. But what's really nice about searching for a specific item, and I didn't know this for a long time, so I would add things to my watch list, and when they sold, I'd have record of what they sold for. You can change your search parameters on the left-hand column here, and on your mobile you have to scroll down and then you hit more filters. But on this one, on desktop, it shows right here sold items, and if you watch real close, when you click sold items, it's also going to check completed items and then redo your search, and then you can sort by ended recently, so you can get an idea of what's already come and gone on eBay to get a much more accurate picture of what those items are currently selling for when you go into an auction. You know what's high and what's low, and not to go too crazy, because I've seen auctions go for sale for, I don't know, just making up numbers here, for $200, when you can do a search for the same product and somebody just has it, you know, straight up for $150. So people get excited on the auction scene and then overbid, and stuff goes for too much sometimes. So that's just something to be aware of. Alright, so back to this Mercury limited release 7900. I'm looking at the prices here. So we had one on the 26 go for best offer, so you don't know exactly what it went for, but $665 plus shipping. That's about market rate from my opinion. And this went for $650 at auction, plus 13 shipping. Yeah, the ones that just have and that one's sold in July of last year. That one's out of order by quite a bit. 700. So the 650, 700 range was just about all of them are about the same. But what happens when you add something to your watch list is threefold, really. So when it sells, you'll have it in your ended list here on your watch list. If if it's an auction, you'll get a notification at 15 minutes left to the auction expiration. And I highly recommend that when you get that, you take your phone out and you set a reminder for 14 minutes or 13 minutes. Because what happens inevitably is you've got this great item that you are ready to buy, you're hot on it, and you get that notification, and then life happens. You get distracted. 20 minutes later, you go and check on eBay, and guess what? It's gone. You missed your opportunity. So don't forget to set a reminder. What can also happen when you've added something to your watch list, if it's not an auction, it's just a standard listing, but there's offers, you will actually get notified when someone else makes an offer on that product. So if you're kind of on the fence and you don't know if you should make a bid on it or shoot the seller an offer, eBay will actually tell you, hey, somebody else just sent an offer on this item. If you want it, you better act now. And I think that's kind of handy too. As well, if you have something in your watch list and the seller lowers the price by any amount, you'll get a notification on that too. So using that watch list to really hone in on specific products, like the 7900, for example, I'll go back through here and maybe add 3 or 4 or 5 to my watch list, and I'll just keep at it until I get one, either at auction or I send a seller an offer and we finally come to terms. One last thing, okay, about this specific item search. So for the Mercury 7900, when you set up a search, you can do another method is to sort by buy it now or filter by buy it now, and then you can scroll down here a piece and also check if they accept offers. And really what you can do is just, when you submit an offer, eBay allows you 5 offers on that, and if the seller has set a minimum offer that they're willing to accept and you submit an offer that's below that, boom, you're automatically rejected the instant you click send. Something else to know, when you make an offer, it doesn't add the item to your cart. That's the way it used to be years ago. Now eBay requires you to have a PayPal account or some other form of payment, and when you submit that first offer, your address and everything, any notes to the seller that you want to include, are in the offer. So when it goes to the seller and they accept, boom, the transaction is done. It's sold. It's in your sold list. You have, I think, 60 minutes to pay, or it will automatically pay on your behalf. But what I was getting at with the 5 offers is, if you've got a number of different offers or different sellers with the same product, and each one has or is willing to accept offers, select one of those, make an offer, wait until you get a response back before you pick somebody else. If you've got a dollar amount in mind, like for this card that I'm looking at, if you wanted to get one for $600, say, pick seller 1, offer 600, wait for a response. Pick seller 2, offer 600, wait for a response, and just move on down the line. One of those sellers might be a highly motivated seller. Again, patience is key on eBay. Alright, last thing on the 7900. So of course it's going to sort by best match by default. You can sort it to ending soonest, and then I'll have to of course go back here and change that to all so I can see all the auctions and then all the standard listings. But another way that you can sort that I often do is by distance. And sometimes if a seller has, say they've selected it's $25 shipping, and you sort and they're 50 miles from you, I ship graphics cards all the time, of course, and I can send them half across the country and it's 12 bucks. So you can ask that person, hey, I live right next to you, will you lower your shipping to $10 for me and sell it? And that's if they've got a fixed amount set on the sale. eBay does calculate the shipping for you. A lot of the times it's too high, I find. And if you see that it is a fixed shipping amount, just ask the seller, hey, I'm close to you. Let's knock that down a little bit, save me some money. A lot of times they'll go for it. Alright, we're getting close to the end, folks. So right here is the PC that I'd mentioned to you just before. And as the auction ended, I did a little research. I want to know what's in this PC. So I know in the title, they got the 12900KF. It's got a real nice processor in it. And as usual, they never include the graphics card in the title. You've got to go hunting for it. So it's down in the description, 3090. So I do my searching. I know what things book for. 3090s, typically 650, 700, 750 for the really, really high-end versions. So we got a $700 graphics card-ish. And then we're going to find out what the 12900KF sells for. We want a best match. So we got one listed here. That's the ES. So the 270, 250. One's at auction, 5 days left for 180. So we'll call it an easy 200 there. So we got $900 in that PC just between the GPU and the CPU. And that's a case and a power supply and RAM, etc., etc. So let me show you what happens during the final few minutes and seconds of that auction. Alright gang, so this last little clip here is taken from my iPhone. What's happened is I've just received the 15-minute notification from eBay because this item is on my watch list. There's 15 minutes left in the auction. I'm just showing you what it looks like on my mobile phone here. There's 13 minutes and 40 some seconds. The countdown is on. So I go to my phone and I set a reminder so that I don't miss it. And this is the most important lesson of the day. When you are bidding on an auction, I have found that it is best to know what is the maximum that you are willing to bid and bid that when the timer goes down to 3 seconds. So I've entered my 1051, that's what the computer is worth to me, and when it goes from 3 to 2, that's when I enter my bid. That prevents everyone else from getting outbid and then upping their bid right at the last minute. Up, 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 up. You see that all the time. If you watch any eBay auction, the price will sometimes jump 50%, 100% just in the last 3, 4, 5 seconds. And the way that bidding works, you can see here, I bid $1,051 on this, but I paid $892. So the person that had the second place bid probably bid, and I don't know the exact increment, $887.26 or something to that effect. So it upped their bid by $5, and that's what I pay. So it's the second place bid plus whatever increment you're in based on the dollar amount. The higher the item goes, the bigger that next increment gets. So you don't bid what you pay max and wait for the last 3 seconds to enter your bid. That will make sure you get the absolute best deal. Nobody has a second chance to enter something higher than yours. It takes everybody's best bid right there at the last second. And that's the key, in my opinion, to winning an auction. Alright team, that does it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Maybe you've learned something. Maybe you didn't. If you've got any tips for me, hey, I'm all ears. I love learning eBay. I'm on there every day looking for great deals. Hope you all have a great Halloween again. A great time with family, lots of fun and friends. Not too much candy, not too much sugar for those kids, of course. And I'll leave you all with one thing. Of course, after you watch this video, unless you want to watch another one of my videos, let's try something. Let's close the YouTube app. Let's go into your contacts. Scroll through there until you see a good friend that you've not spoken with in over a year. Give that person a call. See how you feel for the rest of the day. You guys have a great one. God bless.